News Channel 18 told you about 7 different robberies in the past month, and in all but one of those cases, the robber was armed.
News Channel 18's Kristen Majorano has more on tonight's top story. Kristen, are police seeing more robberies?
Well, Lafayette Police Lieutenant Tom Davidson says the number of robberies has actually remained fairly consistent over time, but police reports do show an increase in a couple of other types of crime over the past few months. It all started with a robbery at the Lending Hand in Lafayette on April 8th. A week and a half later, the McCormick Place apartments were robbed in West Lafayette. On April 22nd, the Bozeman's gas station in Newton County was robbed. Mad Mushroom Pizza faced robbers in the early morning hours of April 27th. Then just 2 days later, 2 robberies, one at the Check-Into Cash in Lafayette and another at El Porvenir Grocery in Delphi. Just last Friday, the attendant at a Marathon gas station in Lafayette was the latest victim in what may seem to be a startling number of robberies.
Robberies are going to be pretty consistent throughout the year. You will have spikes throughout the year.
Lafayette Police Lieutenant Tom Davidson says the most recent string of robberies may represent one of those spikes, but is by no means unusual. But Davidson says break-ins do become more common in the spring and summer months, mainly just due to the weather. Police data from crimereports.com supports that between December and April, the number of burglaries increased by 71%, and the number of vehicle break-ins rose by 89%.
I'm sure that if you went back and compared over a number of years, the trend that you would see is that there are those changes then that are locked in close to the seasons.
Tippecanoe County Sheriff Tracy Brown says his department is seeing a new trend in this year's spring crime.
As of late, it seems like a majority of our break-ins have been to, buildings, barns, storage sheds, things like that, with tools being taken.
And Brown and Davidson say many of these break-ins are preventable by simply locking your car doors and being vigilant in your community. The 4 Lafayette robberies have not yet resulted in any arrests. Davidson says there are some suspects in some of those cases, but couldn't specify any further. Kristen Majorano, News Channel 18.